have officially arrived. We are in Gunayala territory, which is the name of the indigenous people that inhabit this region of Panama. And as you can see, we've got plenty of wind to fly their local flag. Once I figure out which way up it's supposed to be. There we go. Try not to cause too much offense on arrival. We have this as a present from our friends Matt and Fiona on Matilda, who were here just a few months ago. So they kindly donated their Gunayala flag to us, so we can pretend that we fit in, and we're just one of the locals.
I will not attempt to sing the national hymn for that. I think I would eat my bongos for that.
I was just saying he was going to hold back before he offended anyone, but no. Looks very pretty. Should it be above or below the Panama flag? I'm not sure. It's easier to tie on below, so let's go for below. We're just about to go ashore and take a look around. This place already looks very, very special.
But if we didn't know it before, it's absolutely clear that we have arrived at the trade wind territory. It's been blowing every single day around 18 to 20 knots, so it's quite refreshing. It's like there is a natural AC down below. We just have the hatches open and there's plenty of wind. Currently this is one of the rockier anchorages. Occasionally we do move around, so I think tomorrow we're going to try and find some more private lagoon. This one is absolutely packed. It's the first island of the Gunayala territory, so everyone who is arriving from Colon or Linton Bay stops here, and also anyone leaving San Blas Islands stop here for their overnight passage to Colon. So that's why it's quite busy. But today is all about resting up after our 2 days ordeal passage, and tomorrow we start exploring.
2-day ordeal. All I saw was him lying on his dog bed on the low side of the boat for 2 days. If anyone's had an ordeal, it's this one. All our flags are going to be working harder in these trade winds. I haven't accounted for that on the maintenance budget. The first mate's going to need to be on the sewing machine in a few weeks, I think.
Sugar, that reminds me, we still need to fix the mainsail. Yeah, I don't want to really be taking it down in these winds and in this anchorage, so I think we're going to wait for the next one when it's more quiet. It's always something, isn't it? I come to the Caribbean to have cocktails and enjoy the sights of the islands, but no, we're going to be sewing like cursed princesses again.
You know what he told me this morning? He had a moment of revelation. I don't like sailing. That's what he came out with over breakfast. I just like arriving at places and being there. And I had to agree, actually. It's quite hard work.
I didn't say I don't like sailing. I said my perfect sailing day is like a 4-hour passage.
I think he said 40 minutes. And a very comfortable dog bed to spend it in.
He's lying. Lying.
There you go. The truth revealed on camera.
Behind the scenes. Just want to be at home on a couch.
Back to this. I've ordered the Boundless Uber. They late again. Nothing changes around here. The review is not gonna be very good. They call it the Boundless Uber. Well, I tell you what, it's bound to be late. There they are.
Find your boat.
Because it's so small.
Wait.
This is what I've paid for. Didn't I?
Someone's getting excited.
I was say, I hope you got your money back.
I don't remember him paying anything. It's the way it works with Uber, you just hop off and someone takes care of it.
Okay, let me rephrase it. This is what they paid for, and I'm here. First step on San Blas. There we go. It's not that bad, is it?
They are very nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice too. I know, but now I think we're up to like 13 of them.
We've been looking at photos of these particular islands for 5 years on the front cover of our cruising guide of Panama. And finally we're here. I have to keep pinching myself.
Don't worry, I can do that for you. Gladly.
Finally, he's helpful.
It is absolutely stunning. Like, I know this is the first island of the many hundreds here, but it is just gorgeous. And it's just insane how many of these little atolls and islands there are. I don't know how we're gonna decide which one to visit, because the guidebook is like hundreds of pages, and this atoll is this and this, and on this atoll you can do this. I think there's gonna be some onboard arguments coming up.
Well, how about that? The first island that the first mate stumbled upon has its very own bar and restaurant. What are the chances?
It's called research and preparation, something he wouldn't know about. Oh, here we go. That didn't last long, did it?
Is it past noon yet? I'm not sure.
Cheers. When in Rome, hey? Salvation. Well, our 2 first days in the San Blas Islands have been marvelous. We are all re-energized and ready to explore. Captain is impatient and the jib is coming out.
I couldn't help myself. It's just a beautiful day for sailing. We haven't had anything but 12 knots of consistent wind since we've been here, so why not? The engine's going to be on for 5 minutes just to raise the anchor. And of course, we're back to downwind sailing, at least for now. My favourite kind.
We still haven't managed to repair the mainsail, just too lazy to do it. So I think we will see how it goes, and we just use the jib, and if it means we're gonna go at 3.5 knots, we go at 3.5 knots. There's no rush to get anywhere. Today's destination is about 4 miles away, so you know, time is on our side.
We really enjoyed our first port of call. Isla Chichime in the San Blas Islands has been a real treat. We only chose this place just really sticking a pin in a map. It's the closest place from Linton Bay as we arrived. And we hear that as we get further and further from civilization, these places just get more and more spectacular. And today, that's exactly where we're headed.
I'm really happy with just the jib. I'm all for easy sailing. You don't have to think about it too much and just enjoy the scenery for once. There's a lot of reefs to watch out for, so you know, at least we don't need to worry about the main. Oh, fantastic sailing. No swell, just the jib out. We're doing nearly 5 knots. Nothing is needed from me. I'm not being bothered. I don't need to trim anything. Amazing. This is what I paid for.
Listen to that. The first mate's checklist for a good sail. Hands in the air, feet on the teak.
He's lucky I don't have my feet in the air. And hands on the teak.
We're all lucky he doesn't have his feet in the air and his hands on the teak. I got to hand it to him though, this is just paradise already. We're just like half a mile inside the first reef of shelter, and the waters are just gorgeous. It's easy sailing and it's picturesque. We've got some beautiful looking islands that we're going to pass in just a second, and some rather narrow little passes between the other reefs. So the captain here is going to be doing some work, I think.
Rightly so, right? He wanted to come here.
That's the other thing on the first mate's checklist for a perfect sail. A busy captain.
Well, you know what they say, treat them mean, keep them keen. Look at that, that is just absolutely amazing. Can you imagine just being there for a few days, lay down, relax, no worry in the world? This is the place.
Well, the first mate might be on his desert island without a care in the world, but El Capitan over here is trying to avoid all the reefs and the other desert islands that are in our way right now. Very stressful.
He needs to chill out more. I've been telling him for years. It's gonna go to early grave. Early grave. I may have a helping hand in it, but hey.
Yeah, guess who's gonna put him in his early grave? And I raised the previous 130 odd episodes of Sailing Bohemia as evidence of that. What's the captain doing down below during this lovely sail, you might ask? Well, I think we're going to have to admit defeat and switch on the engine in a short while. And while we're doing that, I want to put some serious charge back into the batteries. So I'm down here to connect up the big alternator. We have two alternators on our engine. This little one that obviously came with the boat, with the engine. And that's capable of doing a really slow, like a trickle charge into our Battleborn batteries. This enormous one is one that I fitted. That's 210 amps, and it's a beast. It's misbehaving a little bit. I haven't managed to perfect the mounting. This is a bracket that I welded up, supporting it off the engine. And so we run it most of the time at the moment until I get it fixed without the belt connected. So it's just not spinning at all. And then I can connect the belt up pretty quick if we need to, which is what I'm doing right now. When we get to Colombia, I think I'm going to get that fixed properly and take it to a machine shop. The problem is this pulley, it's not quite centered, so I need to have a new one machined. Mounting issues aside, it's a really good setup and I like it. We don't always need a huge amount of charge in the batteries, and in fact, when it's sunny, we make more than we consume, so there's no point in running the engine for that. But we have this also on a switch on the helm, so when we need it you can just flick the switch and that'll push 2.5 kilowatts of power into the batteries and have them charged in no time. So if we ever need to run the engine at anchor, that's what we use. At the moment, in these cloudy tropical days, we're consuming about 10% of our battery power more than we're putting back from the solar, so we're losing about 10% of the charge every day. So that's not too bad. We can survive on anchor for a long time, but today we're running the water maker and we've got down to about 60%, and we're going to have a few more days on anchor coming up. So I'm just going to give it a blast, the next 45 minutes of motoring, and that should put about 20% back in the battery, something like that. I blame the first mate and his blender, of course, and his ice making from that freezer. Engine on, we'll be there in under an hour, and we got 220 amps going into the battery. So we'll be full in under an hour as well, I think. Full battery, happy captain. Full battery cocktail hour coming up tonight, I think. Blenders at the ready. Bang. Special thanks in this episode go to our latest patrons for covering our mounting Boundless Uber bill.
I don't remember him paying anything. Okay, let me rephrase it. This is what they paid for, and I'm here.
Thank you to Stephanie and Connor from Utah, who sail out of our old home port of Alameda. Thank you so much, and here's to you.
Champagne for everyone.
If you've been enjoying our episodes and want to fuel the first mate's bad behavior, then follow the link on screen to find out more. See you next time.